If you live in the US and you have a mortgage, watch interest rate. If you work in tech, watch interest rates. If you have stocks, you own them, then watch interest rate. If you send dollars to India, then also watch interest rate because the Federal Reserve may be thousands of kilometers away from your home, but its decision can reach directly into your bank account. The federal funds target rate is currently in 3.50% to 3.75% range. Well, markets had been expecting more aggressive rate cuts, but then inflation came and energy uncertainty and the whole West Asian crisis. Suddenly, the path that becomes less clearer. Well, the June inflation figures cited by the reports showed headline inflation at maybe 3.5%, while core inflation was about 2.6%. The problem is that energy does not stay inside the energy sector. If oil becomes more expensive, transportation that could become more expensive. If transportation becomes more expensive, then products could become more expensive. And if companies pay more to manufacture or transport the goods, they may raise the prices here. And if inflation becomes persistent again, then the Fed it has less room to cut the rates. Well, this is the nightmare scenario for markets today. Higher for longer, because higher interest rates change how companies are valued, specifically tech industries. You know why? Because many tech businesses they are valued based on the profit investors expect far into the future. Now, when interest rate rise, those future profits become less valuable in today's calculation. So, tech stocks can come under pressure, and that affects RSUs, stock options, retirement accounts, and personal wealth. But yes, the biggest impact for many families is much more straightforward. Housing. Well, mortgage rates remain elevated. Now, for somebody buying a home today, a mortgage around the high 6 to 7% range, it can mean dramatically higher monthly payment than the rates people enjoyed several years ago. And this is where the Fed's decision that becomes personal. A quarter point move, it may sound tiny to you, but over a massive mortgage, it can translate into significant money over time. And then there is the dollar. When US interest rates stay relatively high, then global investors often continue to find the US assets very, very attractive. Well, that can support the dollar. But for the NRIs sending money to India, that can be positive. Your dollar can convert into more rupees, but currency movement can never be one-dimensional here. Well, a stronger dollar can also make import more expensive in other countries, and if you are investing across both US and India, well, the currency risk that becomes part of your portfolio. So, what should you do? First, don't build your entire financial plan around one prediction about the Fed. Nobody knows exactly what the next decision will be. Second, if you have variable rate debt, understand what happens if the rates remain high. Third, keep enough liquid savings to handle unexpected expenses. And if you have cross-border investment, look at the entire picture. US assets, Indian assets, currency exposure, interest rate, and taxes. Because in a world that is interconnected, diversification isn't just about owning different property or stocks. It is about being exposed to different economies, different currencies, and different risks.